Fuck you.
Dude, do you build race cars? Where's the videos? Any update on the 370 LS? Bro, hurry up with that swap. I want to see it run.
Alright guys, what's up? I know it's been a minute since y'all heard from me, since I made a video, since y'all seen anything with this car. I have gotten a lot of work done. I just haven't really felt the urge to pick up the camera or share it at all. But we're back, so let me give you an update on where we're at with the Z. So last time I picked up the camera, I think I showed you guys a little bit about the fuel setup and surge tank and all that good stuff. We've done a great many things since then. You can see there's wires everywhere, right? So that means we've got engine management. And for engine management, I think I've raved about this quite a few times. As you can see, there's Haltech paperwork in front of me. It's because, as I've said before, I plan to go with a Haltech unit for this. So we've got the Rebel LS Gen 4. Shout out to Wiring Specialties. They hooked everything up. Wiring is in no way, shape, or form my specialty. If it's not mechanical, I'm really not the best at it. But I've been learning. And that's part of why it's been taking me this long, because I'm trying to make sure I do it right. I don't want the car to burn down or blow up. So, been hitting them up a lot, they've been answering a lot of my questions. And we've got majority of it in there. So, this is the Rebel LS unit. I've got it bolted in on the back of a, what is this? This is from a Cisco switch for my job. So, I was going to use the glove box. It was just really small. Didn't like how the ECU fit in there. So this is what I came up with. I bolted it to the dash. I drilled some holes in it for, heat management and stuff so it can cool down. And it doesn't vibrate much. Well, I wouldn't know because the car doesn't start, but doesn't really move a whole lot. This is pretty solid, not really going anywhere. And I can kind of use the top of this as a shelf. So got some of that in there. Underneath, we've got the chassis interface modules down here. So all that's plugged in. Some wires are sitting out because I'm still working on the fuel system. So my fuel setup is confusing in reality. It seems simple on paper, but it's really not. Like I said, wiring is not really my thing. So I've got some of the input-output wires here because I did change my fuel setup wiring a little bit. So back here, we've got relays. We've got 2 fuel pumps. We've got one in here as well. This one's done. You don't really have to do a whole lot with this. But I did change what pumps I want running on and staged and all that stuff. So I redid some of the wiring back here. All of this is locked down and done. I've just got to figure out input outputs for pump 2. Yeah, pump 2. So that's where we're at as far as wiring. Also, another big reason why I'm still in the position I'm in is because of my digital cluster. So if I didn't make this known before, Next Gen EFI, shout out to them, decided to sponsor the build and send me out this display. This is their 7-inch EFI display. Pretty standard, similar to like a NIC10 or whatever, just display stuff. You can customize it, put whatever you want on there. But this is not really made for a Z, and I needed a mount. So I reached out to a company and had them make me a mount for my display. So I shipped off the stock gauge cluster and had him, scan it, 3D print it, and all that stuff. It just took extremely long. No shade at the guy. I'm not gonna throw his name or the company out there, but he's got other projects to work on. This is really a one-off. Like on his website, he doesn't make dash kits and whatnot for the Z. There's a lot of like C10 shit on there, vet stuff on there. So I hit him up, just through Facebook groups or whatever, and just to see if he can, do it in a Z. And, on top of his other projects, he was able to get me out a rough draft. So this is not even the final product, but it's something that we can use so that I can mount the dash up there or the display up there. And the reason we need this is because the car won't start without a gauge cluster present. So, if you're doing this and you don't have your OE, gauge cluster, the car is not gonna start. And I need this in order to start the car. So we've been waiting many months for this. But like I said, no shade to the guy. He's really cool, been really, cooperative, whatever. I've just been waiting a long time for that. I think I need to put some air in this tire. This car's leaning a little bit. So that's where we're at as far as wiring. So I've got wiring, up and out. It is all plug and play. This side of the stuff was super easy. I've got wiring out here for fans. This goes to the battery, fuel pump, stuff like that. And then in the engine bay, we've got, fuel pressure wired in. I wasn't going to do this at first because I wanted like a old-fashioned, well, I guess you could say old-fashioned, fuel pressure gauge. So I had this, hooked up here at first. Haltech kind of requires that I use this, so I just got rid of it. I went and got a pressure switch from Amazon. This was Low Dollar Motorsports, similar to like a Rife pressure switch, and hooked that up. So we've got that in there. And I kind of need to do the same thing for oil pressure, which was kind of confusing. So the way that I did stuff, and you can see the oil pressure one's not hooked up. The way that I did stuff, I did DOD delete. I think you guys saw that on Instagram. If you haven't, go check that out on Instagram. It's a pretty decent video. Blocked all of that off, and then the valley cover plate is completely flat, and I didn't feel like taking all that stuff apart, re-drilling for oil pressure sensor. So oil pressure sensor is going to be hooked into our oil filter housing. So I got this from LOJ. This is their race version, so it's a lot bigger than the other one that they have on there. But as you can see, the oil pressure sensor is back there, and we've got oil lines and whatnot. I have hooked up oil lines. I don't know if you can see back there, but I've got the lines. I need to switch and get 90 degrees, so that's why this is not done. It comes with straight fittings. I think I got 10 AN, or maybe 12. It might be 10. 10 AN fittings for the inlet and outlet for the oil. And then there's 90s down below under the engine bay, but you kind of need to use those for that. So I got to get 90s for this, and then I can finish that. And then the last thing that I do need to work on, I need to make an extension for this. So I need to cut the tip of this off. I got the wires to do it. I just haven't done it. Not going to do it today. Probably do it this weekend. But I got to cut this off, make an extension for it to go down to the sensor that I have down there, and then that should be good to go. So I've got crap everywhere. I know it seems like a lot. It's really not that much left I need to do in order to be able to start the car. I am probably going to do first start without water, so I haven't bought anything for a radiator setup yet. I know what I want and where I want to buy it from. I just haven't bought it yet. So we're going to do first start without water. Start it for 10 seconds, just make sure it runs. My biggest thing is just the fuel system and the wiring. I don't want this car to blow up. I don't want it to burn. I'm trying to make sure I do it the right way the first time, so I don't have to go back and touch stuff. And along the way of doing wiring, I've also been trying to keep it neat and, somewhat tucked. I still want the race car look. It's going to stay gutted. I'll get roll cage, all that stuff eventually. Interior's gone. I've gutted the car. But I've been trying to, keep things neat and, do little things here and there to, make it look presentable, I guess you could say. So as y'all know, and I've done videos with it in the past, I had Lexus IS300. That was actually going to be the project car before I started this process on the Z, but things didn't turn out that way. So Jazzy was my baby, my, everyday get around car for the longest. She was getting old and, giving me problems. I didn't want to miss work because my car's not running, so I got something else. Yep, so I bought a truck, man. I needed it. I needed more space. I needed something more reliable than a 250,000 mile sedan. Love the 2J. I really wish I had the money and the space to, make that a project as well. But I got a Titan Pro 4X. So as a lot of y'all close to me already know, like I've been wanting a truck for a while. Like the truck is necessary. I want to be able to, tow the Z to and from the track and not have to rent a truck and trailer. Now I really don't have to worry about a trailer. Great truck, 2020 Pro 4X, 100,000 miles. That ain't nothing if you know anything about Nissan Titans. It is dirty. I've already been beating the hell out of it. Me and Adonis have gone fishing multiple times. I've been off-roading with it a little bit. So this is another reason why I haven't been working with the Z that often, but I'm happy with it. So that's all I got for y'all today. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. There will be videos coming in the future. I will, record some footage for y'all of the wiring setup and getting things working and first starts finally, and it's all coming. It's all coming into place. It's everything in his time. Everything in his time. So with that, stay tuned. There will be more videos. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Deuce.